This is Mr. Magnifico, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing these LED flashlight gloves. They are made by a company called B11B or BIB depending on how you see it, and the product is LED flashlight gloves. You get one pair, and here's a picture of the product. So it goes on the index finger and the thumb, so it's not a full glove. But in each glove you get two bright LEDs, super bright LEDs. You get soft stretch fabric, and one size fits most, not all of them. So if you have big hands, then I'm sorry, but one size fits most. There is a button included, so that's a positive. Turning the box over, we can see that the button cell is a CR2016, and there is a switch button. It reminds you about the two LED lights, and it's also telling you it's got fastening straps. And then at the bottom there is some extra information about the manufacturer, but we're not interested in that. Turning the box on its side, we can see that it's got the brand name again and the product LED flashlight gloves. On the other side of the box, it reminds you that it doesn't fit everyone, and it has a finger lay glove design and spandex cotton blend combines, whatever that means. Now let's open the box and have a look inside. So opening the box, we can see that it contains just the gloves in a plastic wrapper and nothing else. Now stretching the glove out, it doesn't look like a glove because it only goes on the two fingers, and it is a stretchy material, which is probably what the spandex combine means. And on the bottom of the glove we have a felt material, so it feels nice on the hand and does not feel stretchy. We have the two small LEDs, and then on the back of the glove we have the on and off switch, which is clearly marked on off. Now if you press it, we can see that although the lights are small, they are pretty bright. So now let's try it on and see what it's like. So one goes on the index finger, the smaller one, and the larger one goes onto the thumb. Remember, it only fits most hands. So then the stretchy material stretches around the hand and velcros onto the bottom, like so. There we are. That's on one hand. Now let's try the other hand. And that's what they look like when they're both on. Pretty good and a nice fit. So having a look under the hood, we can see that it is indeed a pretty simple circuit. It consists of two button cells, although the packaging looked like it was one button cell. And there's a little switch, and the wires are connected in parallel. So pressing the switch, of course, will turn them on and off. And here we can see the two button cells in the retainer. Now they are 3 volts each, and they are in series, which means the LEDs run at 6 volts each. So they are pretty handy. Now let's see what they look like in the dark. This is what they look like in pitch darkness. So if there's ever a case where there's no light at all, this is what you will see. Here's an example of me attempting to try something in the dark. Complete dark. The only light is the light from the LED gloves. Of course, there will be other times when you will need them. Like here, if your electricity has gone out, you can find out which breaker has tripped and get your electricity back on. Again, this light is solely from the LED gloves. Another time I would probably use them is when working on a computer motherboard. Even with the lights on, sometimes you can't see the error codes or the jumper pins or the headers wherever they are on the motherboard. So this would be useful for some extra bit of light. Now looking at the cost of these, I was wondering if there was a cheaper alternative, and there is. They come in the form of these party lights. Now they are a lot cheaper, but how do they compare to the gloves? So here we have the gloves on, and let's turn the party lights on to see which ones are brighter. The party light LED is twice the size of the ones in the glove, so they do cover a lot more space and are a lot brighter, even though they run on a combined voltage of 4.5 volts, which is made up of 3 LR41 1.5 volt cells. Although attaching them to your thumb and finger will not be as easy as the glove, simply because you're putting an elastic band around your thumb and finger, which then slots into the party lights. And this is how they both compare to each other in the pitch darkness. Now let's compare them to each other in some real world examples. So again, we are at the circuit breakers. This is an example of what the glove looks like, and this is an example of what the finger lights look like. As you can see, there is a big difference, and these are a lot brighter. And here is another real world example where we might need to use these gloves. Working on the car, I had to use these gloves because my car battery was dead, so in order to jump it I needed to use these gloves. So this is the light of the gloves compared to the light of the finger lights. These are the finger lights now. As you can see, they work just as well as the gloves and are just as practical. Finding a fuse is never easy, but having these glove lights or finger lights is very useful. So we can see, whilst these finger lights are cheaper than the gloves, they are also brighter than the gloves, but they work just as well as the gloves. So are these gloves and these finger lights useful? Yes, definitely. But are they the best hands-free lighting option? No. Instead, you should opt for a head-mounted torch such as this one or this one. They work better than the gloves and are just as practical. They have bigger rechargeable batteries, so they last longer. There's also this option, which is a beanie. This also has a rechargeable battery in it, but gives you the added benefit of keeping you warm in these cold weathers, especially if you're working on your car. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and found it useful. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe if you would like to see more of these.